Off the Cuff is supported by Patreon. Join today and become an honorary producer and get in-show credit on every episode. Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Off the Cuff. Today's show is going to be a lot of fun, but you better put your aprons on because it's going to be pretty messy as well. No. I'm not baking something that's going to make me look like a bag of flour exploded in my face like it usually does, but I am baking something, but don't worry, it's going to be terrific. I've loved today's food since I was a little kid, yeah. And you'll never guess what it is. Actually, I just realized you don't have to guess if you're watching the show. You saw the titles yet. Today, I'm making a homemade, low-carb, sloppy Joe. Oh, yeah. All that meat, the sauce, the garlic, the onions all over the bun and dripping all over. It's messy, it's delicious. And the key word there was bun, because that's where the carbs are. Yeah, the bun has the carbs. And I mean, you can go out and you can buy yourself a low-carb bun, but you know what? I found a recipe online by the Bantam King. Oh yeah, he is terrific. And I'm gonna show you how to make your own homemade, beautiful, delicious, low-carb buns that are gonna be the greatest vehicle to deliver that sloppy Joe goodness. Yum, yum. So, are you ready? Are you ready to take a trip back to elementary school? I sure am. Oh, I love this. I loved it when my mom made it, and now I'm making it for the first time. So I would like to introduce you to my, you know what? Let's do this formally. I'm gonna go back here. Just gonna walk right back here. Yep, this is the perfect vantage point in my kitchen to formally introduce you to the Sloppy Joe.
Thank you. That was a great introduction.
Well, no, this is a cooking show, and I was actually talking about food.
Is this live or is it Memorex?
No. It's not live, and nobody in my audience on the age of 50 knows what Memorex is anymore. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, who are you?
I'm Joe. You just introduced me.
No, I'm actually introducing a sandwich called this. Wait, what was your first name?
Joe.
Joe. And what's your nickname?
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe, ladies. Sloppy Joe. Well, guess what? I'm Crazy Craig. Hey, nice shirt. What is it, laundry day?
Huh?
I mean, didn't you have a clean shirt to put on today?
This is a clean shirt. Well, relatively. I mean, it was clean when I put it on this morning.
What'd you do, free fall through a food truck?
Oh, this is breakfast.
What?
See? Here's a breakfast burrito, coffee, jelly roll.
A jelly roll for breakfast?
Dude, even breakfast deserves dessert.
Mad respect, bro. Mad respect for that. Where's lunch?
Right here's a taco from lunch.
Okay.
Nachos on the side.
You see, there's no cheese at all here. I can see. Oh my God, it's on your back. How did the cheese get on your back?
Hey, they don't call me Sloppy Joe for nothing. I guess I was born sloppy.
Oh, Joe, no, that's not true.
It's all right. I've accepted it.
No, Joe, that's what's called a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Hey, those nachos were self-fulfilling too.
Oh, now he does puns.
Hey, I've accepted it. I'll always be Sloppy Joe.
No, Joe, you can change.
No, I don't think so. I've tried.
All you need is somebody who believes in you.
The only person that believes in me is my dry cleaner.
Yeah, and then you must be rich. But seriously, Joe, I believe in you.
You do?
I do.
Why?
Why? Because I believe you don't have to be sloppy.
Well, you're the only one then.
I'll prove it. I was about to have this hot dog for lunch.
Oh, no thanks. I am stuffed.
No, you're not going to eat it. You're going to put this mustard on it.
Oh, I hate mustard.
You don't like the taste?
No, it's just that the stains are so hard to get out. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, well, guess what? There's not going to be any stains because you're just going to squirt this mustard on the hot dog.
Oh, no, I can't.
Sure you can. You're just going to take this and easily put a line of mustard. Just squirt it on.
Do you have insurance?
Oh, stop. Look, relax. Breathe. Visualize. Visualize the mustard squeezing out of the tube evenly and smoothly, just dressing all over that hot dog. Breathe. Visualize.
I can see it.
Good, you can see it.
The line is perfectly straight.
Yes.
Not messy at all.
Great, put it on. There you go. You did it.
I did it! I did it! I did it!
You did it.
I am... Oh,
No. It's fine. Accidents happen, Joe. You're doing well.
I'm so sorry. I told you.
No, don't be sorry. Now take this ketchup and do the same thing with the ketchup that you just did with the mustard.
But...
No buts. Do the same thing with the ketchup that you just did with the mustard.
Okay.
Joe, do me a favor. You just look at the camera and say, here are the ingredients. No, it's okay. Do it again.
Here are the ingredients. You don't remember that the lady used to sing really loud for the Memorex commercial and break the glass? Like,
No.
Uh-oh.
Alrighty then, let's put these sloppy joes together. First up, the low carb buns, the dry ingredients. 1/2 cup of oat fiber, 2/3 of a cup of flaxseed meal, 1 1/4 cup of vital wheat gluten, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Now for the wet ingredients. 1 cup warm water, 1 tablespoon instant dry yeast, 1 teaspoon honey, 2 eggs lightly beaten, and 2 tablespoons of softened butter. And now for the low-carb sloppy joe itself. 1 pound of ground beef, whatever ratio of fat to meat you wish. 15 ounces of your favorite tomato sauce, I'm using Rayo's. 1 small onion diced. 1 teaspoon yellow mustard. 1 tablespoon of keto brown sugar. 1 tablespoon olive oil. 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and black pepper or to taste, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and 1/4 cup of water. Just add till you get your desired consistency. All right, yep. It's me trying to bake again, but you know what? I have a feeling this is gonna come out amazing. Come on. Okay, so we're gonna use the mixer, as I said. We're gonna put in our dry ingredients first. First, the vital wheat gluten. Now this is really powdery. Yeah, so you might have to wear an N95 for that, but it's okay. Now comes the oat fiber, and that. Oh, I need respiratory therapy after this. This is the flaxseed meal. There we go. A little bit of salt. And the xanthan gum. Mix it up so it's all together. All right, so I've transferred our dry ingredients into this bowl. So the first thing we're going to do to proof our yeast is put in a cup of warm water. This is between 105 and 115 degrees. I just checked it, it's 110. There we go. Now we put in our 1 tablespoon of the dry yeast. That goes in there like that. And now we're gonna mix it around. We're gonna make sure it's incorporated. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Now that's when the honey comes in. Now if you have any concerns about honey and being keto or being low carb, don't have any, because the yeast is gonna eat all this. And besides, if you spread this over the 6 to 8 rolls I'm gonna make, it's negligible. We're gonna put in our 2 lightly beaten eggs, and these have to be at room temperature, so be careful with that. And our butter. There goes the butter. And now we're gonna put in our dry ingredients. It all goes in. And now we're gonna mix it for about 3 or 4 minutes using the paddle. So we're gonna let that go. All right, that's just about enough of that. Let's take Let's clean off the paddle. Now we're gonna put in the kneading hook here. And we're gonna let this go for about 7 minutes, about medium speed. So this is up to 6, this is gonna be on 3. And here we go. Okay, we're done with this now. We can take that out. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take our dough. It's still a little sticky, that's okay. And we're going to kind of form it into like a bread loaf kind of thing. So we're going to move it and stretch it with our hands. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take 6 cuts. So there's 1, 2, 3, which should be in the middle, 4, 5, and 6. Now you can make these bigger or smaller depending on how big you want your rolls. I want them big, so you want to kind of put them into kind of a ball, and then put them into your muffin pan. Yep. You don't have to spray these will not stick. At least they're not supposed to. We shall find out. Now we need some cling wrap. And good old Craig here forgot to put cling wrap on his shopping list, so I'm improvising. I took a gallon bag, like so, and I'm going to stretch it over this if I can, because you don't want it to be super tight. You just want to cover it. Actually, that's going to be fine. And now we're going to put this in the microwave, but we're not going to microwave it. I'll explain. All right, so I just brought 1 cup of water to a boil. Now quickly, we're going to open up the microwave and we're going to put in our muffins that are covered with the plastic wrap, or plastic bag in this case. Just put it in there so it stays covered. And we're putting a cup of water in there. And what we're doing is we're letting it rise in a warm, damp environment. So we're going to replace that cup of water every 15 minutes. And this should take about 2 hours. It's long, but it's worth it. Okay, it's been about an hour and 45 minutes actually. Do you remember how small these were when oh my goodness. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, guess what? These ain't small anymore. You don't have to spray this. You don't, but you can if you want. Now we take these out and we just put them right here and make them round if you want. There we go. Nice and round. We're putting them right on our baking tray like this. Nice and puffy. There you go, right there. Some of these are a little bit bigger than others. I wasn't exact with the size, but it's okay. And this goes here. This one's going to be pretty big, and so will this one. Okay. I'm going to make them as circular as I can so they don't have any kind of edges. All right. Now we put them in the preheated oven. The oven is preheated for 350 degrees, and these are going to go 15 to 20 minutes. In these go. All right. Now in 15 or 20 minutes, we're going to have rolls. Look at these. Look at those. Beautiful. All right. Well, now these are going to cool. Now we're going to make our Sloppy Joe filling. And before that, you can watch Food Facts. But if we're talking sloppy joes, and we most definitely are, we have to look to the late 19th century and the rise in popularity of the loose meat sandwich, which later became known as the tavern sandwich. The loose meat sandwich has its origins in the American Midwest, where unlike stew or say meatloaf, it was portable, it was nourishing, it was economical, and it was also quickly prepared. It was also tasty and loaded with protein. That covers all my bases. Now, if you're a fan of the classic TV series Roseanne, maybe you remember the episode where Roseanne and her sister Jackie drive all the way to Iowa to check out a loose meat restaurant. They then take the recipe from there, bring it back to their home in Lanford, they perfect it, and they open up a restaurant called The Lunchbox. Yeah. As we've learned before on Food Facts, the exact culinary history of some foods just can't be pinned down. The same is true with sloppy joes. However, there are a couple of really good theories, so let's examine those. The domestic theory is that the sloppy joe was invented at a Sioux City cafe by a chef named Joe. Yeah, he added tomato sauce to ground meat, and lo and behold, the sloppy joe is born because they named it after him. Joe. I guess he was sloppy? My favorite theory about the origin of the sloppy joe has it being created in 1917 in Havana, Cuba, where a chef by the name of Jose Abel stewed some ground meat in some tomatoes, and the sandwich became extremely popular for years. It even got the attention of some celebrities like Errol Flynn, Graham Greene, and Ernest Hemingway. That story continues in 1937 when Ernest Hemingway brought the recipe to Key West and brought it to the attention of restaurant owner Joe Brown. He convinced him to serve the sandwich and also to change the name of his restaurant from the Silver Slipper to the Sloppy Joe. And it's still there today. By 1948, Andrew F. Smith, in the Oxford Encyclopedia of Food and Drink, declared that the Sloppy Joe was firmly established in American culture. Way to go, Sloppy Joe. A 1952 magazine article said that Sloppy Joes were officially a favorite food of the American teen. Yeah. It even went on to say that when teens invade your home and they're hungry, serve them Sloppy Joes. The 50s were such a simpler time. Also in the 1950s, Libby's hit the market with their first barbecue and Sloppy Joe in a can. Yes, now it was even easier to get lunch or dinner on the table. All you needed was the bun and a can opener. Also in the 50s and 60s, Sloppy Joes became a staple on school lunch menus all across the United States. Now, I went to McVeigh Elementary in New York, and I can tell you from personal experience, no one, I mean absolutely no one, brought their lunch or were absent on Sloppy Joe Day. By far the most popular version of the canned Sloppy Joes was the Manwich. Yep. It debuted in 1969 and got so popular that by 1977 the company released a family-sized can of Manwich. Yeah, I remember it well. Also in the 1970s, canned and pre-mixed variations started to show up for Sloppy Joes. As a matter of fact, McCormick introduced their own Sloppy Joe mix, but not in a can. This was a flavor packet. Would you believe that in 1972, James Beard himself mentioned the Sloppy Joe in his book on American cookery? It went something like this. The Sloppy Joe is a product of the modern age. And even though it's not a palate-tingling delight, it does have a huge following. Sort of like Dane Cook. I know it's anachronistic, but that's the best comparison I could think of. And now it's time for Sloppy Joe trivia. All over the world, they have different versions of Sloppy Joes, and they're a little bit different. First off, in Quebec, Canada, they have pain de lavande. Yes, it's a Sloppy Joe, but it's on a hot dog bun. In China, they have Rajamo. It's a very popular street food. In Rhode Island, their version is called the Dynamite, and just like Quebec, it's served hot dog style. In India, they have keema pav. Oh boy, does that look good or what? March 18th is National Sloppy Joe Day. Have you ever heard of Sloppy Janes? Yeah. Yep, they're actually a healthier alternative to the Sloppy Joe because they're made with ground turkey instead of ground beef. Actually, aside from the Sloppy Jane, Sloppy Joes have other variations and other names. They're known as the Manwich, Mush Burgers, Yum Yums, I think that's my favorite, and the aforementioned Barbecue and Dynamite. And that's Food Facts. Already got some sizzle. That's what I love about induction heaters, is they work so fast. So we're gonna saute these till they get translucent. This won't take long at all, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going at high heat and I'm going to be stirring it, but at one point I am going to turn this down. But 3 to 5 minutes should be enough. We don't want them to get brown. They're going to start, as they heat up, the onions do start to get clear, as you probably know, but just in case you didn't. In fact, it is done. Okay, so we're going to take the onion and we're going to put it here. You can leave the remnants in there, it's fine. Now the meat goes in. Now we're going to chop this up. And the pan was really hot, so I'm actually bringing the heat down a little bit to about halfway. Because I don't want to, scorch the meat. Just keep moving it, chopping into it. And as you can see, it's getting browner and browner. So it's just about 75 to 85% done. There's not much red showing in the pan. So at this point, I'm going to put in the salt, half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, now I'm going to put in the mustard, the minced garlic. Let's put in the keto brown sugar. Now here come the onions, already sauteed. The reason why I did them first is because it would take too long with the meat in here already to get them done. So you throw them in at the end, they're already done. All you have to do is mix it together. Okay, that's all mixed in now. We have 15 ounces of our tomato sauce. Don't put it all in. I'm putting in about half. Now let's stir it in. The reason why I did that is because I think this is 80-20 meat, and there's a lot of fat in here already, so I don't want to drown it in the sauce. I want to make sure that I don't make this too watery. I don't think we're going to need any more sauce in this. Unless you want to put in more, you can. Now that it's all mixed up, I'm going to bring down the heat, and I'm going to let it simmer and thicken up a little bit. I don't want it to get too thick, but I think it's a little too soupy right now. So we want to get the right consistency. Okay, it's been about 10 total minutes. This has thickened up perfectly. That's a few more minutes. It's actually done now, I think. Alright, so let's put this on warm. We're going to put this on warm here. Alright. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, now let's make our sloppy joes.
Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, come on. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah.
I did it. A homemade, low-carb sloppy joe. Oh man, and it really looks way beyond my expectations. Real easy to make. The biggest, I wouldn't say problem, but you gotta wait 2 hours for these to work. So you could always do it earlier in the afternoon. But man, look at them. They come out great. As a matter of fact, I wanted to show you. Now, I got this recipe off YouTube. The man is called the Keto King, or the Bantam Boss, I think it is. But look for the Keto King channel. He is fantastic. Here's how they look like. Look at that. These buns are amazing. So, and they're real easy to make. It's just time. So there's not a lot of taste here. Just, I'm worried about spilling it all over me and really making Sloppy Joe come true, but that's part of the gig, right? Okay. So, yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be messy. That's the name. Sloppy Joe, right? So here we go. Sloppy Joe. I am right back in 3rd grade. That is amazing. And of course, half the filling of the bun fell out. I'm having more because, wow. Some more, wait. The bun is soft. It's delicious. It's not super chewy like some keto buns can be. It tastes great. The actual meat and the Sloppy Joe itself, you taste all the flavors. The garlic stands out. The brown sugar stands out. It's a perfect mixture. This is wonderful. Oh my goodness. Try this. You're going to be doing it. You make a big batch and you can always have it the next day, the day after. I have a whole bunch saved in my fridge already. Well, this was great. And thank you for watching. I'm here again in another 2 weeks with another recipe. Remember, until then, be well, eat sloppy. I mean, be well, eat good. On the next episode of Off the Cuff, I explore my love of Greek food. Today, I'm going to make a low-carb gyro and a homemade low-carb flatbread pita. My Uncle Givy stops by, and he gets the wrong idea.
This is the studio?
Yeah, we shoot right here in my kitchen.
Oh, Bubala, if you needed money, all you had to do was ask.
In Food Facts, we get help with our pronunciation. I'll take a Coke and a gyro.
Gyro.
Oh, my hero? Yeah, that's Pete Alonso. Get ready for a delicious low-carb gyro. That is absolutely delicious. Wow. All on the next Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell. Alternate Sundays at 7:30, right here.